Namaste and welcome back to Eternal Raga, Bhagavad Gita, one shloka every day. Yesterday, in Shloka 7, we witnessed the pivot. After 4 verses cataloguing the Pandava army, Duryodhana finally turned inward and announced that he would now name the distinguished leaders of his own forces. He called Drona Dvijotama, best of Brahmins, a compliment laced with provocation, and the word too, but, revealed a man desperately trying to counter his own spiral of fear. Today, the names arrive. And what names they are! Shloka 8 is one of the most poignant verses in the entire first chapter, because the 7 warriors Duryodhana lists are not villains. They are not corrupt men or petty schemers. They are among the greatest, most noble, most tragically conflicted figures in all of Indian literature. And every single one of them knows in his heart that he is standing on the wrong side. This is the verse of tragic loyalty, where duty, debt, and dharma pull in 3 different directions, and great men are torn apart by the contradictions. The shloka, let us hear this verse in Sanskrit. Listen to the weight these names carry, each one a universe of story, sacrifice, and sorrow. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha, Kripascha Samitinjayah, Ashwatthama Vikarnascha, Saumadattis Tathaivacha. In Devanagari, Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha, Kripascha Samitinjayah, Ashwatthama Vikarnascha, Saumadattis Tathaivacha. Padached, word by word breakdown. 7 names, 1 qualifying phrase, and a conjunction that binds them all. Let us examine each word. Bhavan, your good self, you. This is the first name in Duryodhana's counter roster, and it refers to Drona himself. By placing Drona first, Duryodhana is doing 2 things: repairing the damage from calling him Dvijotama and binding Drona into the list of combatants. Flattery as damage control. Bhishma, Bhishma, the grandsire. The name comes from the Sanskrit root meaning terrible or awe-inspiring. He is the supreme commander of the Kaurava forces. Yet Bhishma loves the Pandavas. He fights for the Kauravas because of his oath of loyalty to the throne of Hastinapur. Karna. The name means ear. Karna is the secret eldest son of Kunti. Abandoned at birth, raised by a charioteer, he found the one person who accepted him without condition: Duryodhana. He is the most tragic figure in the Mahabharata, a man of extraordinary valor, bound by a debt of friendship to a cause he never fully believed in. Kripacharya. His name comes from Kripa, meaning compassion or grace. He is described as a Chiranjeevi, one of the 7 immortals. His loyalty to the Kaurava throne is institutional, not personal. Samitinjayah, ever victorious in battle, always triumphant in assembly. Duryodhana is reassuring himself. These 4 have never lost a battle. But the irony is devastating. Being undefeated in battle does not mean being on the right side of history. Ashwatthama, the son of Drona. Ashwatthama was born with a divine jewel embedded in his forehead. He is a brilliant warrior, but his story is ultimately one of the darkest. On the final night of the war, he will massacre the sleeping Pandava camp, an act so horrific that Krishna himself curses him to wander the earth for eternity. Vikarna. He is the 3rd son of Dhritarashtra. During the infamous dice game, when every elder sat in silence, Vikarna stood up alone and said, "This is wrong." In a room full of powerful men who chose silence, this young prince chose truth. And yet, he fought on his brother's side out of family loyalty. Saumadattihi, the son of Somadatta, known as Bhurishrava. His story illustrates how generational conflicts perpetuate. A feud that began with grandfathers now puts grandsons on opposite sides of a war. Tatha evacha, thus also, and similarly, likewise. Your good self Bhishma, Karna and Kripa, ever victorious in battle, as well as Ashwatthama, Vikarna and the son of Somadatta. The tragedy of fighting for the wrong side. Look at this list again. Bhishma, the patriarch who openly told Duryodhana that dharma stands with the Pandavas. Drona, the teacher who loved Arjuna more than any student he ever had. Karna, the secret brother of the 5 men he is about to fight. Kripa, the immortal teacher bound by institutional loyalty to a throne, not to a cause. Vikarna, the one Kaurava who publicly stood up for Draupadi. Not one of these men chose the Kaurava side because he believed Duryodhana was right. Each one is there because of a different chain. An oath, a debt, a bond of blood, an institutional obligation, or an inherited feud. They are prisoners of their own nobility. Their virtues, loyalty, gratitude, duty, family honor, have been weaponized by a cause that does not deserve them. This is one of the Mahabharata's most devastating insights. Good people can end up on the wrong side not because of wickedness, but because of misplaced virtue. The very qualities that make someone admirable, loyalty, gratitude, commitment, can become the chains that bind them to injustice if those qualities are not guided by a higher dharma. Bhavan. First, Duryodhana's repair job. Swami Chinmayananda offers a sharp observation on the verse structure. After the Dvijottama insult in Sloka 7, Duryodhana realizes he has made a tactical error. Drona's silence, the text records no reply to anything Duryodhana has said, may indicate displeasure. And so, in this verse, Duryodhana places Drona first. Before Bhishma, the supreme commander, before Karna, his closest friend, before every other warrior. Bhavan, your good self, comes first. It is a verbal genuflection, an attempt to restore honor after a slight. The sequence tells us that Duryodhana is managing relationships in real time, adjusting his rhetoric word by word based on the emotional temperature of the conversation. This is not a confident general delivering a briefing. This is a politician working the room. The Bhishma-Karna paradox. There is a hidden tension in this verse that Duryodhana either does not see or chooses to ignore. Bhishma and Karna cannot fight together. Bhishma has publicly declared that he considers Karna a Ardharatha, a half-chariot warrior, not even a full Ratha, let alone a Maharatha. This assessment, coming from the supreme commander, was a devastating public humiliation. Karna, in turn, has vowed that he will not lift a weapon as long as Bhishma is alive. He will enter the battle only after Bhishma falls. So when Duryodhana lists Bhishma and Karna in the same breath, separated by a single cha, he is papering over one of the deepest fractures in his own army. His two most powerful warriors cannot coexist on the same battlefield. The very verse that is meant to project Kaurava strength actually conceals a catastrophic weakness. This is another lesson the Mahabharata teaches. An army of great individuals is not the same as a unified force. The Pandavas fight as one body. The Kauravas fight as an alliance of separate egos, each carrying personal grievances against the others. Numbers mean nothing when the ranks are divided. Vikarna, the conscience the wrong side could not hear. Of all the names in this verse, Vikarna's inclusion is the most heartbreaking. Here is a young prince who did the right thing at the hardest possible moment. When Draupadi was being disrobed, when Bhishma sat frozen by his oath, when Drona looked away, when Dhritarashtra trembled but said nothing, Vikarna, a teenager, stood up in that court full of powerful men and said, "This is adharma." He was the only Kaurava to do so, the only one. And yet, when the war came, he could not break free from his family. He could not cross the line to the Pandava side. His sense of family duty held him, and he fought for the brother whose actions he had publicly condemned. Vikarna is the voice of conscience trapped inside a system that will not listen. He represents every person in every organization, every family, every nation who sees the wrong clearly, speaks against it, and is still dragged along by the machinery they are part of. Bhima killed Vikarna on the battlefield, and the Mahabharata tells us that Bhima wept after doing so. Because even Bhima knew that Vikarna was not his enemy. He was a good man in the wrong army. Living the Shloka, what this means for us today. This verse poses one of the most uncomfortable questions in moral philosophy. Can virtue itself become the instrument of injustice? Bhishma's loyalty is legendary, but that loyalty serves the throne occupied by injustice. Karna's gratitude is genuine, but that gratitude binds him to a man who humiliated Draupadi. Vikarna's family duty is real, but that duty keeps him fighting for a cause he publicly called wrong. How often do we see this in our own world? The employee who knows the company is doing harm but stays out of loyalty to a mentor. The family member who enables destructive behavior because blood is blood. The Mahabharata does not condemn these men. It weeps for them. It shows us that they are not evil, they are trapped. And it asks us, where in your life are you trapped by a virtue that has become a chain? Where is your loyalty serving something that does not deserve it? Where is your gratitude keeping you on the wrong side? The hardest moral act is not choosing right over wrong. That is relatively simple. The hardest moral act is choosing a higher dharma when it means breaking a lower one. Leaving a family, ending a friendship, walking away from a debt, because the cause that debt serves has become unjust. That is the choice every warrior in this verse failed to make. And that failure cost them everything. Today's reflection. Here is a thought to carry with you today. Where in my life is a virtue, loyalty, gratitude, duty, tradition, keeping me bound to something I know is wrong? What would it cost me to break that chain? And what will it cost me and those I love if I don't? Today, look at what you are serving. Not at how well you are serving it, but at what it is. Because the question is always, are you fighting for the right thing? What lies ahead? Tomorrow in Shloka 9, Duryodhana expands his roster further. Many other heroes who have risked their lives for my sake armed with various weapons, all skilled in warfare. The phrase "Mat arthe tyakta jivita," those who have staked their lives for my cause, will reveal the final dimension of Duryodhana's psychology. A man who genuinely believes that other people exist only to serve him. Closing. Thank you for being here. This was perhaps the most emotionally charged episode of the series so far. Not because of battle or spectacle, but because of the quiet tragedy of good people bound to wrong causes. Bhishma, Karna, Vikarna. These are not villains. They are mirrors. And in their stories, we may find the reflection of our own chains. If this episode moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe so you never miss a shloka. And remember, the more we share this wisdom, the more it grows. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Eternal Raga, where wisdom meets peace.